just short.
Lopez has to hit an airmail drag and not take anything. Plain and simple. Airmail drag that doesn't take anything.
Has to be clean. Is there enough room on that backside? Goes way up top and hits it! What? Are you kidding me, Philip Lopez? What? Final bag.
This is interesting to see. A daily sports podcast, news, narratives, takes, and gambling. That was the national title for the American Cornhole League on your whatever screen or your sound. Listen to how much they freak out. One more time. Let's listen to the freak out.
Up and hits it! What? Are you kidding?
That's courtesy of American Cornhole League on TikTok. Maybe the greatest shot of all time. I don't know how long the Cornhole League has been around. I do know that just to look more like an actual sport, this guy, whoever won it, it would behoove him to take his AirPods out and make it look like he's an athlete. It's like, hey, no AirPods. I don't care. They're not connected to anything. I don't care. No AirPods. Look at them. No AirPods. This is interesting to see. Daily Sports Podcast. Or, I guess, Daily Sports Program, because it's also on YouTube, which is where I guess more people check it out. I don't know. Some people like it on YouTube. Some people like it on Spotify. Whatever. It's controversial Wednesday, technically. I'm still not literally hungover from Memorial Day weekend. I'm just theoretically hungover from Memorial Day weekend. So we're just going to get to some annoying headlines. Here's one. Missouri head football coach Eli Drinkwitz says that players are making more money in NIL than his pediatrician brother-in-law who saves lives. Of course, Eli Drinkwitz's salary is $6 million from the taxpayer. Just a weird... College coaches always crack me up because occasionally one of these things will go viral and then they'll be like, whoa, the media that loves me in town doesn't like this, and now all of a sudden I have to do all of this annoying stuff and talk to people about a quote. Usually I just say whatever I want. In my small little college town, it's always funny when they get in trouble by the real people, not in their little bubble. Speaking of little bubbles, Notre Dame beat Duke at lacrosse. Do we care? No. Nope. Why am I saying this to you then? Why are we bringing up lacrosse? Well, because there was a fight in the crowd of the national championship game, and I want to be very clear. As a 30-something-year-old man, I now understand what grown man strength is. Am I in shape as any of these kids? No. Do I feel very confident that I would kick the shit out of all of them? Yes.
Ran that one out.
Look at him. I don't know who's with who. Why is there so much red? What is happening? You're not that guy, pal. I get that video now. You're not that guy, pal. I get it. Notre Dame won, I guess, technically. No one really. It is what it is. I know that Penn State got screwed. That seemed to break the internet over the weekend. Penn State got screwed on a call. Okay. Here's a funny controversy. Kentucky, the University of Kentucky, is charging teams $185 per night to stay in dorm rooms. Why? Because there's a music festival there. And Kentucky is a good baseball team, and they're hosting a regional for college baseball. Remember? There are 16 regionals, 64 teams. And in those 16 regionals, there are there's a double elimination tournament with 4 teams, one of which is the host team. 3 teams are going to Kentucky to play baseball. West Virginia, Indiana, and Ball State players are staying in dorm rooms, and they're being charged $185 a night. Tell me you're not serious without telling me you're not serious. You don't got the cash to just donate it? It's like, hey, you can stay at our place, man. You can stay at our place. Like, why not just stay at our place? Misclicking there. There's the thing. Look at that. There's the story. I know you can figure it out. It's just, again, little bumps and bruises today. Little bumps and bruises. We got big video game news for Madden 24. Is the game going to be good? Probably not. Is it starting to really, really screw with the uncanny valley? Yeah, and we got to stop it. And is Patrick Mahomes that ripped? No. But Madden 24 is going to allow players of all consoles to play against each other, which is huge. Mostly PS4 and Xbox people. I don't know how else you would play Madden 24, but allegedly Series X and PC, Xbox Series X or Series 10, whatever, PlayStation 5, Xbox, and PC can all play each other online. So you're not limited in your player pool by what console you have. Finally, we can stop discriminating against each other. Speaking of discrimination, the NHL had a fun little run-in with Pride Night and Pride stuff, with players refusing to wear the warm-up jerseys because they hate gay people, or wait, their God hates gay people. My bad. And they love their God, obviously, so they hate people, which would make total sense. So now it's happening in baseball. So remember Bass, Anthony Bass, he recently apologized for his anti-gay stuff. Quote, I recognized yesterday I made a post that was hurtful to the Pride community, which includes friends of mine and close family members of mine. Maybe not as close as you think. And I am truly sorry for that, he said Tuesday. I just spoke with my teammates and shared with them my actions yesterday. I apologize for them, and as of right now, I am using the Blue Jays resources to better educate myself to make better decisions moving forward. This is a benefit of having a union that players are an incredibly strong union in baseball culture. It's interesting because we hate it so much, but in this instance, he went and talked to teammates, and they were like, hey, you're sorry. Say these words or you'll just never play again. And he is one of those guys that's not quite good enough to pull crazy shit. And the union is strong enough that they're just going to beat this out of him. And they did. He apologized, and now he's going to educate himself. That would never happen in the NHL. The union is nowhere near that strong. Was he the only one to have a problem with this yesterday? No. Nope. Clayton Kershaw, one of the greatest pitchers of all time, nay, perhaps one of, maybe the greatest pitcher of all time. I don't know if I'm ready to go that far. Kershaw is embattled in an imbroglio with his team and teammates about LGBTQ plus Pride Night, whatever, and also a Christian Faith and Family Day, which the real story here is stop with the days, I think. Nobody can be offended if there's no promotions. Do we have any data that promotions is what gets people to go anymore? Do I want the bobblehead you give me? Do people get Happy Meals for the toys? I don't know. Quote, I think we were always going to do Christian Faith Day this year, but I think the timing of our announcement was sped up, Kershaw said. Picking a date and doing those different things was part of it as well. Yes, it was in response to the highlighting of Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. So he wants the Christian Faith Day to be closer to the LGBTQ Day because it highlights a group of people that I refuse to Google because I don't care. This group of people called Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, Kershaw didn't like that, and so he wants his Christian Faith and Family Day to be closer to that date. And I want you to really think about this. This is one of the greatest pitchers of all time, one of the greatest athletes in American history, a world champion. He could be inducted into the Hall of Fame essentially immediately. And what we're arguing about is the kind of shit that white collar workers like myself deal with at meetings on Zoom. Like, well, can we circle back to this date or that date? It's and I know it's a little bit deeper than that because it's personal to people and who's offended by what and blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, we're arguing about a project that he doesn't like being at one date, and then the project that he likes, he wants also close to that date. Like this is some white collar, this is some Office Space shit, right? This is one of the greatest pitchers. He's worth like $250 million. He's a literal legend. There are only maybe 1 to 5 guys in the MLB like this guy. And at any given moment, it can be less than that. Like, this dude is a legend, and he's arguing about when shit's going to be on the calendar, which, by the way, he's not as good as he used to be. And, it's just crazy to me. Like, that you can care about your causes, but I'm talking about this now. Just wild that this is happening. It's not really that wild. People are always shocked to find out that people are very, very, very Christian, and then they look where they grew up like, oh, yeah, the baseball player is actually not from Portland. He's from Central Texas. So I don't know what you're shocked about, to be honest with you. Like, oh, I didn't know that Canada had such radical Christianity. Like, well, how much time have you spent learning about Canada? That's in reference to the NHL, not professional baseball, which I don't really know. I don't really know how their presence in baseball, to be honest. Great news out of the NFL yesterday. Yeah, controversial Wednesday. It's not really Wednesday, even though it is Wednesday, so we're just going to do some stories. YouTube TV is taking over for DirecTV on NFL Sunday Ticket. I don't know what it's going to be called now. However, if you have a YouTube TV package, you will get included with your YouTube TV unlimited simultaneous streams. You can watch multiple Sunday Ticket games at the same time on YouTube TV. YouTube TV, of course, had an enormous glitch during the NBA Finals where they just played a commercial over and over and over again for like 7 minutes. And, of course, Google, I'm sure, got a talking to. I would imagine that the talking to will not be as enjoyable if something like that happens in the NFL. I'm sure the NBA was mad. I'm sure the NFL might, and no reasonable person would believe this, ruin someone's career or worse. So I don't think that the bug will be the same kind of problem. But I can watch multiple games on the screen. There have always been split screen options, but it's just not the same, man. It just isn't. It just is not the same. Got some offseason news in the NFL. It's like Jimmy Garoppolo may have lied about his health, and now the Raiders are screwed. Tom Brady, they're also saying like maybe Carson Wentz, which would just be amazing. Also, there's a video circulating around the internet. I guess maybe we could pull it up. Let's see if we can pull it up. There's a video circulating about just how shitty Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask look. They look terrible. My goodness. Maybe I don't have it. But let's get out of here on this. There's a state championship. I don't really know. I'm trying to figure out what state this is in. And I want to tell you, like, this is the importance of journalism and, like, understanding how the internet works. Okay. So there's a video of the worst way to lose a state championship in baseball you've ever seen. So this might be the worst way to lose a state championship game ever. Tweet 1. Tweet 2 from Ray Bones Barboni, which is just a sick name. Ray from Miami. What a great name. Ray Bones Barboni. I just found this from a local paper. Does anyone see the catcher clearly tag out the batter? And they just tag a bunch of people. So this is from the Wellsville Sun. No idea where Wellsville is. Incredible loss in championship. What championship? And so let's go 2. Here's this guy's asking for John Boy. No state. We're on tweet 3. These have hundreds and thousands of, some of not hundreds of thousands, hundreds, thousands of likes and views. Look for the tag. Nope. What state is it in? Nope. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. So let's click on the Wellsville Sun thing and see if we can get some reporting. News, politics, and culture. From 14,895. Is that a zip code? Who the fuck knows? Why would we report facts? The Hornell Red Raiders' magical baseball season seems to have a Section 5 championship attached with a 4-5 win over favored Palmat. Favored? What do you mean favored? There were odds on this game? I somehow doubt that. Runners, like we're on paragraph 1, no state. 2, no state. 3, no state. 4, no state. 5, no state. We're scrolling to the bottom, no states. Now we're in ads, no states. Archives, no states. At the bottom on the masthead of the paper, no states. I literally don't know what state this is in. And I've done this deep dive before. This is not my first time doing this. I'm just trying to illustrate to you the point of finding the state. Now, I'm not going to find it because someone should have found it. Where the fuck is Wellsville? I don't care. Okay, so let's get into the actual play. This is what happened. The team that is batting, they're both wearing red and orange jerseys, which is a travesty. So if you watch it, like, look at this. Like, look at the video. It's a nightmare. So it's a 2-strike count. Batter has a guy right here on second base. See, they're down by 1. They're down by 1. Swing and a strike 3. The catcher may or may not have tagged out the guy. Let's watch this again. This is the point of controversy. One more time.
Strike 3.
Did he get him? And now what's he doing with the ball? See, he's just pointing to first base like, hey, catch this ball. Because if you drop a strike 3, the guy runs to first base if first base is open. This is one of the weird rules of baseball. One more time. Did he tag him?
2-2, 2 on. Strike 3.
He goes over like someone go cover first base, and there was like no one over there, or like dude wasn't paying attention, or something. Someone forgot. Well, they never tagged him, and he dropped the 3rd strike call. So watch this.
And he's out. Hornell wins it.
They're celebrating a championship. This guy's freaking out. Look at the big guy. He's like freaking out. He's like, tag him. There's the guy. Round of the
Oh,
bases.
wait a minute. Hornell's got to pay attention.
1 run is in. 1 run.
I'm not sure what's going on here.
That's 2 runs. There it is. There it is. That's run number 2.
So is this?
So this drop strike 3. This drop strike 3 ended up being a bases clearing inside the park home run.
The way it's going to end?
And now the coach is mad at the ump.
Wow.
And the ump's like, "What do you want me to do, man? Nothing." Like the play is technically still happening at this point. Well, I guess the game is over, but the play was technically still happening with all those guys in the field. It's like a Stanford on the ban situation. But I'm down with the umps. If they didn't see a tag and these people are rushing the field, be like, I don't know. What a nightmare. So we're all waiting for John Boy's breakdown and for someone to do some actual reporting where perhaps I could get to know what state Wellsville is in. The Section V of what championship? Hornell Red Raiders. I'm not doing it. I'm not looking it up. It's your responsibility. It is. Sorry about it. See you tomorrow.